Hi, Jai Baba. So, I lost a friend. He was a channeling family member. Been coming for channeling for the past 20, 25 years. So one of my first people. He was ill, and the doctors had said the operation needed for him was mandatory, but the survival rate was less than 5 to 10%, and we all knew he was going to pass over. So he got himself admitted, and I wasn't very keen on the phone call that I was going to get. The next day was his operation, and they were doing his prep work, and I got his call. It was a FaceTime, a WhatsApp call, and he looked at me, and for the first time there was some kind of peace in his eyes, something which I had never really noticed. I must have met him around 10, 12 times. There was always some kind of sadness or agitation in his eyes, but the last phone call we shared, he seemed to be in peace, knowing well that he wasn't going to come out alive from that operation. And he's one of the few people who call me RUZBEH. So he said, "Hi RUZBEH, how are you?" I said, "I'm okay." And then he smiled and he said, "You can't ask me the same question, right?" And I said, "Yes." Anyway, we spoke for a long time. Mainly we spoke about cricket and music. We both had similar preferences for our cricketers and musicians, and we discussed at length cricket and Kishore Kumar and Krishna Das and Leonardo Cohen. And then he looks at me and says, what I wouldn't give to be sitting with you, me having chai and you smoking your cigarettes one after the other. And he said, what I wouldn't give to be next to you. And then he started crying, and I tried very hard, but I followed. And we cried. Just tears kept falling down. He was a good man. I won't forget the last thing he told me. He said, the only regret I have is I never lived my life. He said, I never lived my life. He said, I'm 65 now, and except for today, I've never lived my life. I've lived the life of what my parents wanted, my teachers wanted, my siblings wanted. I lived a life mainly for what society wanted. My wife, my children, my employees. He said, but I never lived my life, and he said, that's my regret. He said, trying to live to the expectations of people. He said, that's my regret. trying to live up to the perceptions of what people have about you. He said, I wish to God I had lived my life. And he said, for the first time, I've taken this call for the operation, and it's my call. I'm not doing it for anyone now. I'm doing it only for me, knowing fully well the ramifications. And he said, do you agree with me? And I said, yeah, I do. The last thing I told him was, I don't want to see you as a vegetable. And he said, neither do I. And he said, okay, RUZBeh, we'll meet soon. And I said, yeah, we'll meet soon. And then he again looked at me and he said, oh, what I wouldn't give to be sitting next to you. Yeah, that was our last. And we ended it with Jai Baba. And next day morning, I got a text from his son saying, Dad's no more. He didn't listen to us. I didn't reply back. A survey was done somewhere abroad where they interviewed a lot of people who were going to die. And those people were asked about their regrets, and the most common regret turned out to be living a life trying to fulfill the perceptions, trying to meet the perceptions and expectations of people. That was the most common regret, and they placed the regret on top, that this is our greatest regret, that we never lived our life. We never did what we wanted to because of what XYZ would say. We did what we didn't want to do, once again, for what XYZ would say. Trying to meet the mass hollowness of society with the expectations they throw on you. That was the most common regret. The other regrets were, they wish they had been more patient and kind and loving to the people who really mattered in their life. Okay, wish, we had handled the situation a little more softly. Wish we had been a little more kinder. Wish we had been there. Wish we had spent more quality time together. That was the second. The third, correlated with the second, is wish I was a better child, wish I was a better parent, wish I was a better spouse. That is the third most common regret. Very strangely, most of them said, we wish we had not worked so hard. That's very strange, because society kind of pushes onto us that, you have to keep working, you've got to be a hard worker, you've got to keep at it. And one of the most common regrets of people who are dying, leaving the physical body, was, wish we had not worked so hard. Wish we had taken time for ourselves. Wish we had relaxed. Wish we had we did what we had wanted to do. P.G. Woodhouse, one of my favorite authors He wrote around above 90 books. When he was dying, somebody asked him any regrets, and he said, I wish I had written a fewer less books and enjoyed my life. When I was interviewing, when I got the privilege to interview Dada Vaswani, one day, I'd entered and I was very tired. There was a lot happening, and he looked at me before the interview started and he said, RUZBeh, work hard, but don't work so hard that you distance yourself from God, that you distance yourself from your loved ones, where you no longer are living but just existing to complete a particular task. He said, when you don't have time for yourself. And he said, RUZBeh, don't work so hard, because sometimes you become a stranger to yourself. Then I told him, but most people think I work hardly. And he said, who are these people? What do they matter? What matters is you and Baba. That matters. Risk-taking is another regret, that wish I'd taken this leap, wish I had, backed my gut, wish I had been brave enough to take this call, to take this step, is one of the common regrets. The other one is very sweet. Wish we had been happier, and wish we had been more joyous, and wish we had enjoyed life more. And it's strange. This too is on the top 2-3, highest regrets, or the worst regrets, as one would call it. Okay, wish we had enjoyed ourselves a little more. Wish we had traveled a little more. Or wish we had, we had socialized or gone out for movies, or simple things. They're all simple things that they're talking about. Nothing big, nothing big. Wish I had not been this strict to myself. Wish I had, once in a while done things which I really enjoyed. It's such a sad thing to regret. I wish I had been more happy. I mean, it's such a sad thing. I wish I had been more happy. But yeah, I think that's a regret most of us are going to have. That wish we had been more happy. And that can only come if we are living in some state of gratitude and contentment. Otherwise, it's not coming. You can't get happiness without being in a state of contentment and gratitude. There's no way. There's no way. Wish we had lived our dreams. Yeah, but that correlates with the first. Most of the times people don't chase their dreams because of society, family pressures, expectations, or saying, are you mad? You got this degree and now you want to go and, do this. Or, taking really, really courageous steps which seemed like madness to the world, but yet you knew that you had to do it because it was the right thing to do and you weren't hurting anyone, and all you were risking is, something as simple as maybe success in some other field. But if you're pursuing your dream, this whole concept of success and failure doesn't come. You're pursuing your dream. That itself is success. So, yeah. Wish we had taken better care of ourselves, where we had kept ourselves also as priority. Not just our loved ones, where wish I had also put myself as someone important in life. You can only take care of yourself if you reach that stage. You cannot take care of yourself any other way. Only when you give that respect that, no, I am important too for myself, I am important enough to take care of myself. Eat well, have time to exercise, have time to relax, rejuvenate, sleep properly. Wish we had done more for others. Wish we had done more for others. Yeah. Now that's something which I think we all are going to regret. Wish we had done more for others. Of course, done more for others without expecting anything in back. Because if you're doing anything for others, expecting things back, then you are screwed. Okay? Wish we had chosen more meaningful work. So that's once again the risk of moving into some profession which, or career or calling which is going to give you happiness. But you have, for whatever reasons, chosen something which is giving you the money, but that's it. So which is slowly killing you. Of course, sometimes you don't have an option. You've got a family to support. You've got to do what you have to do. You've got to do what you have to do. But those times, coming back home from work and at least spending an hour or two of doing what you like to do now, that should be the call then. If for whatever reason you can't take a major decision, then you have to keep time out for something that you love and dream. There are many others. Wish we had kept in touch with friends. Wish we had called parents more often. Wish we had, been there for someone who really needed us. But the first regret and the most common one is, wish we had not lived trying to meet the expectations or perceptions of the world outside. I think that's the number one regret most people have. We are dictated by the opinions of others. We are. At least most people are. And those who aren't are called mad. There's, there's something wrong with this person. He's not dancing to our beat. His dance is completely, or her dance is completely different. Something is off, something is mad. Something is, he's crazy. And then the fear of being slaughtered as a crazy individual. Most people can't handle it. Everyone wants to be known as clever and sane and worldly wise. Yeah, so most of our decisions, most of our conduct is dictated trying to fulfill the expectations and perceptions of the world, not our thoughts. Because the world cannot. log on to our thoughts are very different. But our words and actions are most of the time dictated by other people. I think it's a fucking shame. As long as you're not hurting anyone, as long as you're not doing something wrong, as long as you're doing something for the largest good of everyone concerned, I think we need to start living that allows us to live the best version of ourselves. And if you and I are the best version of ourselves, we cannot harm anyone. It can't. You know, it's you're going to take decisions for the largest well-being, though those decisions might be frowned upon by others. Those decisions categorize you as a selfish person or a mad person or an evil person. But if we are working at our best version, trust me, you will keep the largest good in mind. But that largest good will also include your good. So, yeah. Simple things, how we dress, you know, how we eat at home and how we eat outside. A difference of behavior with a few people and the rest. You know, so, yeah. So anyway, if you've gone to sleep, wake up. You've not missed much. Okay? Take care of yourselves. God bless. Jai Baba.